Welcome back, YouTubers, to another Impact Wrestling TNA show review, of course, with me, Mr. Parkin, not emulating Mr. Anderson, of course, or using any copyright infringement whatsoever, and, of course, not in copyright infringing the old R-Truth, face R-Truth, which we don't want to know about. It's NJ. What's up? What's up, NJ? And what's up to you guys up there? Now, today, obviously, we're going to be reviewing TNA Impact Wrestling with that big spoiler, remember, that we got. Make sure you guys subscribe up above, of course. Like this video and put your comments down below.
And make sure you contact us in the links in the description box below.
Definitely so. Now, I think there's a couple of questions we need to ask here now, NJ, with this episode of TNA Impact Wrestling.
What will they be?
Did they fulfill the hype for this show? Did they continue the momentum from Destination X? Did they highlight their X division after the success of the show? And did they, give some hype for their next pay-per-view, which is Hardcore Justice? We will find out after NJ says these two words.
Yeah, let's.
We open up TNA Impact Wrestling this week with none other than an Immortal promo. They all come out in suits. They look pretty dashing in their suits, didn't they? Like a Mr. Dashing or Undashing Cody Rhodes. We should have wore suits for this video, shouldn't we, really? But oh well. Anyway, this kind of makes sense, especially after Anderson has just joined Immortal, so it makes sense to start off with the show with Immortal. But the one thing I will say is, you just had Destination X. Could you not have opened up with something from Destination X, especially after the success of that show?
But then again, I do prefer Immortal than if Brian Kendrick came out.
Well, we don't really want Brian Kendrick. I'm talking like maybe AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels or something. More
that
on that
would
line.
be good, yes.
Yep. Basically, Bischoff uses this time to welcome Anderson into Immortal. They have like a poker table in there or something. They reference to gambling. And then they bring out their new member and TNA whatever champion, Mr. Anderson, of course.
And Mr. Anderson just says, talk about the gambling. He says, is it a gamble that I'm joining Immortal?
Yes.
And he says, yes, it is. Because we've never seen eye to eye with Hogan. And we might never see eye to eye. So, yeah.
Yep. And Immortal promised they would keep the title on Anderson. Sorry if I spilled it for you. And then all of a sudden the lights go out. And then Sting just pops out of nowhere on the gambling table and just, says he's going to bring the title back to its rightful owner. And says, I've got some aces in the hole, kind of reference to Johnny Curtis's crappy promos that he's doing on SmackDown at the moment. But what did you think of this segment overall, as an opening segment to a show just after a Destination X pay-per-view?
Again, I think open it with Immortal ready for the main event. I think it makes sense because they're starting off and they're finishing the show, so it kind of makes sense. Yeah,
I didn't mind this segment. I mean, it went on for a bit long in my opinion, but at least it got the main brunt of it out of the way. You got the main event sorted. You established Anderson as part of Immortal, and you've got the celebration of Anderson joining Immortal. So
the thing is, Sting is so sure he's going to win because he has 4 helping friends.
Yes, and you'll find out who those friends are later on in this review. But for now, we'll go to our first match of the evening. We have the Bound for Glory series match. Basically, we get what I like to call the 3 no-pointers, the 3 guys that are on no points at the moment. We get Robert Roode versus Samoa Joe versus the Pope. None of them got entrances, though, did they?
No.
What did you think of this match?
Again, I was really hoping this was going to be Samoa Joe's chance to, come back into the game, come back and win, look good again.
Yep. I still don't understand why TNA are burying him at the moment. Maybe they're setting him up for like a late surge of submission victories or something.
It's taking kind of long for something good to happen to him because this match did him no justice.
I was really looking forward to this match just because you have Robert Roode in there and Samoa Joe and Pope, 3 guys that I kind of like in TNA. And this match was okay. I thought the ending was quite interesting. The way they had Robert Roode pinning Samoa Joe and then and Samoa Joe tap and him pinning Samoa Joe pretty much after. I'm getting confused here because I couldn't remember the finish very well. Samoa Joe gets Robert Roode to tap out after Robert Roode has pinned him. And
it really pissed Samoa Joe off. He shouted at the referee saying, no, it was me who got it. Look carefully. So it was good to see.
Yeah, I've kind of got my words a bit muddled up there. But oh well. Basically, Robert Roode finally gets his first points, and thank fuck for that. Now we just need Samoa Joe to get some points, and this Bound for Glory series will hot up big time. But overall, again, good hype for the pay-per-view. It was a pre-announced match as well, so it's something to look forward to. I like this match. It was a good 3-way match in my opinion. Robert Roode finally get his first points, and it was a good match. I thought
it was. Cause I think now it's going to continue on between probably Samoa Joe and one of them because he's unhappy.
Yep, he seems to be very unhappy lately. He lost at Destination X as well. Let's not forget that. Oh dear, we then got one of many backstage segments for this next segment of TV time. We basically get Immortal and Jarrett having a backstage segments where Jarrett shows off his AAA World Championship and gives presents to everyone in Immortal. And my question is, why? Is he booked on a pay-per-view? Is he? Why are they showing this? This is kind of stupid in my opinion. It's taking up valuable TV time.
One, I think it's to show that he's back, and two, it's kind of showing that he's on OK side with Immortal.
Yeah.
Because he's brought the new championship.
Yeah.
And he just gets more presents. I don't think there's much importance to it apart from so they're all okay with each other.
See Jarrett and Karen Jarrett back on TV is a bit bad for me. But, you know, it was a kind of theme of the night. There was a lot of backstage segments all throughout the night. It's kind of disappointing when they don't allocate this time to making matches longer, developing storylines and stuff. I really don't like these backstage segments. I wish they would get rid of them.
Most of them have been pretty bad, yes.
Yeah, some of them are good, but most of them are pretty bad in my opinion. Just drew too long.
But talk about backstage segments, there are good ones coming up. Yes, we don't mention them yet. But
no, we're not going to mention them yet. We don't want to spoil it for you, kind of like TNA did with their tapings, of course.
There we go.
The next match we had was Austin Aries. Let's not forget he's just won this TNA contract versus Shannon Moore, and I'm very glad this match had happened, mainly because it's continuation from Destination X. You're showing your guy that you've just given a contract to, and in my opinion, Austin Aries really impressed me in this match. He kind of reminds me of a CM Punk, the way he kind of acts and reacts in the ring and wrestles in a way. I'm just putting that thought out there, maybe.
The only thing I did like about this match was Shannon Moore. I've not been a fan of him.
No.
So the good thing about it is that Austin Aries, he did impress me. Impressed me because he cheated to win.
Yeah. He seems like the kind of guy that would be very good in the X Division, but could also be a good main event player in the future, just from his look. He's not really an X Division guy as such, but he could be seems to me the kind of guy who could really be in that main event picture later on in a couple of years' time, maybe.
In a couple of years, got to admit he looks too small and not there yet, but in a couple of years he could be up there.
Yeah. And after the match, of course, well, he cheated to win, like you said. And after the match, Alex Shelley comes out and confronts Austin Aries. This kind of shows that there's going to be some sort of rivalry between these two, maybe in the coming weeks, maybe to do with the X Division Championship. Who knows, really?
There could be. I'm thinking it'll be good to see.
Definitely. I would pay to see that match for sure. The next match we had was another match that was pre-hyped for this show. Tara versus Madison Rayne. And the main bit of this match is, because we don't really give a care, I didn't really care about this match personally.
I'm normally a fan of knockout matches, but this one, there weren't much to it for me.
We want Mickie James. I'm sorry, but we just want Mickie James. But the best thing about this match was Tara getting a tarantula out and scaring the fuck out of Madison Rayne. And that was just so funny.
It was, again, unless you read the spoilers, thanks at TNA, you wouldn't know what she's pretty to be some kind of outfit or some kind of picture, but a tarantula. Ooh,
yeah, that was a good gift. that was a good gift, definitely, especially for someone like Madison Rayne. Yeah, she runs away because she's a little wuss, I guess. But I don't like spiders that much, so I would have fucking ran away from it. Just to tell you the truth, she's got the same fear as R-Truth. Both have arachnophobia. Don't have to wave like that. You look like the queen bee herself, which is Madison Rayne. But anyway, we'll go on to the next match, which again is another match that we got pre-hyped. This is what I liked about the show. We had 4 or 5 segments in this show that were pre-hyped, so we had something to look forward to from the last week's show. And they've really been hyping up this July 14th episode, which I've kind of liked. The question is really, did they actually live up to this hype? We'll find out, you know, as we go along. But we had Mexican America. Oh no, before that, we had a Kurt Angle segment. How the fuck did I forget that? It's always great to see Kurt Angle on TV, and we haven't really seen him much on TV ever since that Jarrett Angle confrontation I had, probably because he's training for the Olympics. But he basically comes out and announces he's the #1 contender and says he's going to get his title shot at Hardcore Justice. Basically letting people know he's still around.
And so he should, because we're waiting for him to get his shot. We've seen all these others get a shot. Who cares about them? Angle's one who deserves it.
Yeah, definitely. We all know Angle is probably the best wrestler TNA have got, so definitely keep him in your main event division, even if he is training for the Olympics. And the great thing about this is TNA, on the first week of Impact Wrestling tapings after one of their pay-per-views, already hyping for the next pay-per-view, which is good. True, yes, it's something that WWE have failed to do in recent times, but that's what I liked about this show. They hyped 2 matches up, one of them which was next. Next we have a Mexican America versus British Invasion in, again, a pre-hyped #1 contendership match for the tag titles. Again, this is great to see because remember last time we had British Invasion never appearing on TV and all of a sudden challenging beer money for the titles. So it's good they're having a #1 contendership match, especially with Mexican America and British Invasion who have been prominently featured on TV for the past couple of weeks.
Gosh, good to see. Again, every week it's the same. Some people just don't get to see the match because they're behind that big flag.
Yeah,
I know it's been on the week. I know it's been in the past, but still, they still use it. They get covered up, and some people miss the match.
Do you know what we should do? We should get that England flag and cover the background with it or something.
We should do. Ready for our next TNA?
Can I just say one thing?
We'll do.
Push Magnus. This guy is awesome. On the mic and in the ring, this guy is brilliant. I love Magnus, I just don't like Doug Williams that much.
No, I didn't like Doug Williams.
But anyway, this match wasn't quite as good as I thought it would be. It's probably because I've seen so many TNA tag matches in the past that impressed me, and this one just didn't really impress me that much. I think it was mainly because the ending was really weak. But at least we now know that the winners of this match were going to get a shot at Hardcore Justice. So again, it's more build for your pay-per-view, which is very good. What did you think of this match and the outcome of the match itself?
Again, this match weren't that exciting. The Doug Williams thing, meh. The ending, meh. So I say it's just done its job, but not in the best way it could have done.
Yeah, basically what happens is Rosita distracts the referee, so Mexican America can hit a move and win the match. It was just a really weak ending to a number one contendership match, and because of that, the problem is it really devalues the meaning of the number one contendership, and especially the tag titles when someone could just gain a number one contendership that weekly, if you know what I mean.
That's true, yes. Again, it just ended in poorly.
Yeah. There you go. That's Russo booking for you, but there we go anyway. One good thing I did like about this show, which happened next, is that we got 4 announced matches. 4 announced matches for next week's show, which is really good to see. We had Alex Shelley versus Brian Kendrick announced for the X Division Championship. As we all know, Kendrick's the new champion. Alex Shelley is the number one contender. My question is, why can't they have that at a pay-per-view? Probably would be better at pay-per-view so they can build some kind of feud between the two.
My backhand to that, I think, is that hopefully they're going to take the title off Kendrick and put it onto Alex Shelley and then have
Austin Aries.
Austin Aries.
Oh, I want to see that match.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what they'll do.
Next week, we also have a Steiner versus RVD Bound for Glory series match. Velvet Sky versus Mickie James for the Knockouts title match. It's always good to see Mickie James on TV. And then we have probably the match I'm looking forward to the most, a 4-way ladder match for 10 Bound for Glory series points between Matt Morgan, AJ Styles, Gunner and Samoa Joe. Boy, am I looking forward to that match.
It's got one of my favourites, Matt Morgan in it. It's got Samoa Joe who needs to win. It's got, who else?
AJ Styles and Gunner.
AJ Styles, I think he's proved himself pretty well. Gunner, he's rising. So, so I think out of all of them, I would like to see Matt Morgan.
I always like to see AJ Styles personally, and especially in the ladder match, which is an X Division style match. But, you know, I'm really looking forward to that match. Great hype for the next week's show. That's one thing I do commend TNA for this week. They did hype up their shows very well, and especially the Hardcore Justice pay-per-view, which they gave 2 matches for in the first week. So well done, TNA.
And they should continue hyping up each week as each week goes.
Exactly, yes. And then we get a lovely segment where we find out that the clowns, those clowns we got all through the night, Attacking Immortal, are Fortune, which was great to see. Daniels, Kazarian, James Storm, and AJ Styles are all seem to be forming this alliance with Sting against Immortal, which kind of makes sense because they beat Immortal at Lockdown, so I guess there's some kind of feud availability.
It makes sense. The only person they did not attack is Buddy Ray. You'll find out next.
Yes, of course. Next, we have our main event championship match, which we will go on to after this, won't we, NJ?
Yeah, let's. And now we get on to the main event, which is Sting versus Mr. Anderson for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Oh dear, what's going on? Who turned on the lights?
Let's talk about the main event, MJ.
Yeah, let's.
Anyway, like you said, the main event we had Mr. Anderson versus Sting for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. And I think from the spoiler that we all got, we all knew what was going to happen. So this match was rendered a bit pointless in my opinion. My question is, why have they given Sting the belt when Anderson has just joined Immortal? And
just became the champ.
And it's just become the champ after about a month. They did this last time with him and Jeff Hardy. They gave him the title for a month and all of a sudden gave it to Jeff Hardy. I really don't understand why they're putting the title back on Sting, especially when they've got a guy in Anderson who can really carry a belt, especially going into a big pay-per-view like Bound for Glory, and could have a great rivalry with someone like Kurt Angle, who we found out tonight is going to be the number one contender.
Because he did say he doesn't care if he faces Mr. Anderson or Sting.
Yeah.
But because of this match, it looks like it's going to be Kurt Angle versus Sting.
Yes, Hardcore Justice. Basically, what happens in this match is that we have a ref bump, and all of a sudden, Bully Ray interferes. They do the business on Sting. And basically, the lights go out, and a clown takes out Bully Ray after the blackout. And basically, it allows Sting to get the Scorpion Death Drop on Mr. Anderson to get the win even. And the clown turns out to be Kurt Angle, of all people. So why? So Kurt Angle seems to be aligning himself with Sting and Fortune at the moment. Them two are going to have their match at Hardcore Justice. So, you know, what did you think of this whole thing? I really didn't like the fact that Sting won the title again. I don't know why they're doing that now.
No, I didn't like because he did say Angle did want to face Anderson. He said that my choice would have been Anderson. So the fact that he made Sting win, I don't like it.
No,
I don't like the fact that Sting's the champ. I think it should have been Anderson versus Angle.
Definitely. I do think that would probably been a better match. But anyway, that's the match we're going to get at Hardcore Justice. It's going to be Sting versus Kurt Angle for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Let's just go on to our overall thoughts, NJ.
I just said please Angle.
Oh yeah, well please Angle too. Yeah, I would love to see him as the Heavyweight Championship again. He's the best wrestler that company have, in my opinion. But overall thoughts on this show, NJ. What did you think of the show? And give me your grade.
Not the best week for TNA. The clown thing was interesting. The Samoa Joe Angle thing, I think that's going to progress so good.
Yep.
The main event was not brilliant, based because Sting to champ again.
Yeah.
Grade would be C-.
Yeah, I'll give this show a C, simply because TNA did a great job in hyping up this show after Destination X. The only trouble is there wasn't too much continuation going on from Destination X, and also I didn't think this show fulfilled the hype that it got. I thought there was a lot of hype going into this show. I really did expect it to be a little bit better. There were some good matches in there. We got some good hype for next week and some good hype for the pay-per-view as well, which is very good for TNA. But unfortunately, this show, although slightly entertaining, was really let down by the main event, in my opinion, where they had Sting win it. Like you said, the clown thing was really interesting, especially when it turned out to be Fortune. I've got too many backstage segments for TNA. You know, it's a C show, in my opinion. I mean, that's all I can really say about it, to be honest.
And like I'm saying, it gave us the hype for next week. Yeah. So I like the fact they did that. So it's made me want to watch next week.
Yeah, and at least we're seeing a continuance of the X Division a little bit as well, which is good to see. Yeah. And we've got, like I said, 2 pay-per-view matches in the first week, which we can't really complain about. So, yes. So, shall we wrap it up there, NJ? And just say, make sure you leave your comments down below, of course. We have been the British Fist. It's been...
Kitchen.
Yes, definitely where the money is at, is hopefully with this Destination X pay-per-view. I have been Mr. Parkin, and because I know you guys want to hear this once again, I'm going to say this. NJ, do your little gimmicky thing.
What's up?
Yes, and now end the video with your other little gimmicky thing. Shall we get on? Shall we just get going now and leave these people to drink their tea or toast or whatever they're drinking?
Yeah, let's.
So, thank you very much for watching, guys, and goodbye.